Kelsey, and I'm going to lead you through some breathing techniques and some poses that will help reduce stress in your day-to-day life. So before you get started into the asana or the pose part of your practice, I'd recommend starting with Nadi Shodhan, or that's a Sanskrit word for alternate nostril breathing. A lot of the times throughout our day, we get either stuck in one nostril or the other, and so this will help put balance back into our breathing. If we're stuck on the left side, that's usually more sluggish. It's called our lunar feminine side, and that makes us a little more tired and down to the earth. If we're stuck in our right side, it gets us a little hyper and active if we're stuck there too long, so it helps to balance out. So you can use your either right or left hand. Since I'm right-handed, I'll use my right. And I'm going to have my two peace fingers. They can either go on your third eye between your eyebrows, or some people like to have them bend on the bridge of their nose. Either way, the main focus is going to be on your thumb and your ring finger. You're going to take a big exhale and just clear out through both nostrils. Then you're going to use the thumb to cover the right nostril, and you'll keep the left one open to start. So as you exhale, you're going to breathe out just through that left nostril. You're going to close both nostrils, and then you're going to inhale through the right. Exhale back out through the right. Close right. Open the left. Inhale. And exhale completely through the left. So you'll just continue, that was one round, and you'll do, I'd say, 10 to 15 rounds, so breathing in and out through one nostril completely. So that will help balance out your brain and your body. So after you're done finishing about 10 to 15 rounds of that, a good pose to start in is child's pose. So I like bringing my big toes to touch. Knees could be as wide as the mat or a little closer together. And my arms are gonna go forwards. Don't worry too much about stretching them super far in front of you. Just kind of wanna relax with the head down. And if it's too much to put your head completely on the ground, maybe a block or a nice towel or cushion underneath the forehead. So this is great for stress because as you hold this pose, I'd say 10, 15 breaths as well, it kind of brings all the external world to fade away, and you kind of can just focus down on your mat, on yourself. And it's a really nurturing pose. We're towards the ground instead of facing upwards or around us. So again, 10 to 15 breaths here, really stretch through the spine. You want that breath to get nice and big so it's almost like you feel your backbone lifting to the sky. And we want to try to send those hips back to our heels in this pose. As we soften the elbows and the arms. So once you're done with your child's pose, feel free, you can always lengthen the amount of time you spend in each pose. You'll pick yourself up and you'll find a nice seat. So I like to cross my legs just because that feels comfortable for me. But you can always have the legs in staff pose out in front of you, or you can always sit on top of a block or on top of your shins in hero's pose. So finding a comfortable seat that keeps those shoulders over your hips, so we're not arching too far forwards or backwards, you're nice and tall. And we're gonna open up through the lateral bodies, the side bodies. So I'll start with my right hand, I'd say a foot outside my right hip, left arm up to the sky, and you're gonna crawl those right fingers away from you and open up like a crescent moon through the left side of your body. So from here, you can just hold this pose. Some days I like to bend and straighten into my right elbow. And other days I like to look up past the left elbow and really open up through the back of my shoulders, open the chest. And it feels really just good and yummy to open up the left side of the body. You don't really get to do that in day-to-day life. And just a quick tip here, you've gone too far into the stretch and start using the other muscles of your body if you pick up the left glute. You want to keep grounded through both sits bones. When you're done with the left side, again, 10 to 15 breaths. Come through center, neutralize, reset, and do the same with the left palm down, crawl away. Allow that right arm to drip over the right side of the face. And nice even breaths here. So when you try to calm down or de-stress, I would recommend lingering more on the exhale. The exhale, the out breath will help tap into your parasympathetic nervous system. And that's just kind of a way to help settle the body, let you know that you're safe. So exaggerating the exhales through all these poses you may find beneficial. And again, you can bend and straighten, a little bounce here. You can peer up past the right elbow. And even though we're lengthening through the right, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily crashing through the left. You still want to have a little lift through the other side, but you feel a stretch mainly on the outside of the right ribs, the obliques. And if you want, if you have extra time, you can always do a little bounce side to side after you're done, equaling both sides out. So from here, we're going to uncross our legs or unfold them, and we'll find a forward fold. So I would have my ankles somewhere under my hips, and your knees don't have to be super straight. In fact, if you're really tight and you're not really warmed up, I would recommend a bend in the knees to start. Head super heavy, almost picture a waterfall from the base of your spine to the head. You just want it to cascade down. Hands can come to blocks or pillows again, but we're not really thinking of just reaching the ground. That's not the goal. It's just really for the stretch through the spine. And from here, it's a good pose to, again, continue with that exhale, because we have our head now below our heart, and this will help bring more oxygen to the brain, help kind of refocus us and circulate the blood throughout our body. So it's a really good pose to do. They recommend being upside down or having your head below your heart every day. And a lot of people think they have to do handstands or headstands to do that, but a forward fold is a really nice way to incorporate that into your daily practice. So if you notice that your hamstrings are a little tight, I recommend slowly trying to straighten and then maybe release. But it might feel nice to get that hamstring stretch going in here as well. And you could play around with where the weight is distributed throughout the feet, more to the toes or more to the heels. And then another option or variation after you hang out on your 10 to 15 breaths here is maybe you want to take this fold a little wider. It could go wider than your mat, a little bit of a straddle. This will help stretch a little more of the hips, and then I feel a little more loosening through the low back here. I like to hold my elbow and elbow or bicep to bicep. It's a nice little place to hang or maybe sway side to side. Again, 10 to 15 breaths here. Focusing on the exhale. When you're ready to gently release the hands, you can toe heel those feet back to hip distance, and we'll come up to standing. So a good little trick about standing poses and balancing is that when your mind is focusing on balancing, you can't really think of another thought. So it's a great thing to do when you're stressed, depressed, have any emotion you kind of want to get rid of, balance. So a nice balancing pose is eagle. So you're gonna stay on the right foot to start. We're gonna wrap our left leg over the right, put a little bend into both knees and squeeze the thighs together. Since our left leg is over, our left arm is going to wrap under, and you're gonna interlock the fingers, the hands. If this is too much on your shoulders, simply genie stack the arms. You'll still get a shoulder stretch. But this is a really good pose to de-stress because a lot of times our shoulders are rounded, we get a lot of tension here, so this helps open up the shoulders. Again, squeeze everything together. If you want, you can always tap the left toes down to help you balance or put a block underneath them. 10 to 15 breaths here. Gently unwind, maybe shake it out, and you'll come into the other side. Right leg's now gonna be over, so right arm goes under. Elbows go as far away as they can, and try to lift them a little higher. It's natural to let them sink down by the heart, but try to lift them up. Again, 10 to 15 breaths here, focusing on that exhale if you'd like. And we'll come out. Again, another balancing pose that's fun to do is tree pose. You could start with that right leg standing. Your left toes could stay as little kickstands on the floor. The left knee opens out to the side. Hands can be by the heart, or you can make your own tree limbs, let them dance. If you want to open the heart some more, I like to also practice placing my palms behind my back. This may be a little challenge for you, so it could be fun to try this every day and work up to it. If you want to challenge your balance even more, the left foot can pick up outside the right calf, or maybe you try to place it inside the top of the right thigh. Again, you work on the knee going out and squeezing to the midline, so the right leg presses into the left foot, and vice versa, the left foot presses back into the right thigh. As long as you'd like to focus here, you can have your breath 10 to 15 inhales and exhales, and I recommend your gaze, your drishti, is going to be on one place that's not moving to help you balance. And you'll just come off to the other side whenever you're ready, taking whatever variation you want. Try not to lock out that left knee. It's really easy to just kind of hyperextend here, but keep a little bend. And again, feel free to move those arms or keep them still. Each side of the body is different, so it's okay if it's more trouble to balance on this leg than the other. 10 to 15 breaths here. And whenever you're ready, gently release. And I like to end this little series in one of my favorite poses, down dog. Just again, you have the head below the heart, and it's a great way to stretch the whole body and use all those muscles. So I would start maybe in a tabletop if you've never done it before. Knees will be under the hips, wrists under shoulders. You'll curl the 10 toes, and then you'll let the hips go high like an upside down V. Let the head be heavy, so you want to look back at your toes or your knees. Big breath in, and stay for the big exhale. Again, continue as many breaths as you'd like here. Push equally into the hands and the feet, and those knees can be super bent if that feels better for your low back. So when you're done with your practice, I always say you can come back to a child's pose to just restore everything. But feel free to go through the series again or add on to any of the poses I offered you. Again, focusing on that exhale and just staying with your breath throughout the whole series will help you hopefully get into a more relaxed state.